Hello everybody. This is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. I hope you are having a wonderful day today. So I need to make an arrangement to go to a church. This is a container that belongs to our local First Baptist Church, and so I am going to make their altar arrangement in this container. Actually, what I'm going to do is I am going to come around this counter, and I am going to, because it's kind of a one-sided arrangement, I'm just going to make the arrangement this way. So I have jade. Jade is going to be the type of foliage I'm going to start out with. It is a type of palm, and I'm going to take it and go ahead and green out my container. Now I am taking this jade and kind of cutting it in half because I don't need it so long. But if you cut it in half, you have extra. If you don't strip it and throw this greenery away, you can use it in your container to help fill in. And I find that that is the most efficient. You don't waste. Actually, one of my followers kept saying, "Mommy, quit throwing that greenery away. You're wasting." And so I am so thankful, because honestly, it was just habit. It's just habit to go ahead and strip that foliage off the bottom of that stem and just throw it away. So I am so thankful somebody reminded me that you are wasting, quit it, because it really does make a difference. You don't have to use nearly as much greenery when you use all of the pieces of the greenery. So I am just taking that greenery and just filling in. All right, I am going to set the jade aside, and I may use the rest of it, but right now I'm just going to wait and see. I may not need it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in. This is I went out in the garden and I just harvested this greenery, and I'm going to take it. It's in the privet family. It's hardy and it holds up well. So I'm going to add it. It's going to give us a little bit of height in this container. So I'm just taking it and tucking it in. We have really loved this greenery. It's free from the yard, and so that's even better. If you have pretty foliage out in your yard, do not hesitate to go out and cut foliage from your yard and use it in your arrangements. It just makes them prettier, in my opinion. It makes all the arrangements so much prettier. And you'll probably want to try it first. Cut it, put it in water, see if it holds up. If it doesn't hold up, it wasn't any waste. Don't use it anymore, right? But if it holds up, what a fabulous add-on you can put into your arrangements. And with it being free, I don't charge for it. Now, other flower shops might, but this is out in my yard, and it makes me feel like the arrangement looks prettier, so I don't charge extra. And I just like it. It just makes things look prettier. All right, so there is my foliage. Next, I'm going to come in with some white hydrangeas. Hey, Callie, will you bring me the quick dip real quick? So I'm going to take these hydrangeas and pull off most of the greenery from the hydrangea. Here is, thank you. This is just quick dip that we use here at the shop. And what it does is it's a hydrating solution. So you take your hydrangea, cut it at an angle, and dip it. I usually count to about 7. And then I tuck my flower right down into my container. It's got a little bump right there on those petals. I'm just taking that and pulling those off. It doesn't hurt the flower, and it just takes any kind of bump off. Take that hydrangea, strip down those greens. I dipped it and I count to 7, and then I stick it right into that container. All right, so I'm going to keep putting these hydrangeas in. I think I'm going to use 5 total stems. I usually don't put a whole lot of flowers on the back side. I don't want it completely empty, so I am going to add just kind of one right back here because I don't want it completely empty. But you hate to put flowers on the back side when nobody's going to see the back side. This is going to be an altar arrangement, so it's really going to be one-sided. Get it to go down in there. All right, so there are my hydrangeas. The next thing I'm going to do is some white Snapdragons. These are California Snapdragons. California just has, to me, the prettiest Snapdragon. And so, for some reason, most of our flowers come from South America. And every once in a while we'll get some California product. And so these, South America, their Snapdragons are just smaller. And I don't love them. But I love a California Snap. It's just a hardier, prettier flower. So I'm going to take some of these white Snapdragons and tuck them right in. There's my Snapdragons. Next I'm going to come in with some orange spray roses. So I'm just doing lots, well, you see a lot of white, but I'm going to do some color too. These beautiful orange spray roses. So I'm going to tuck a few stems of these in here. I just thought we would kind of do some bright colors this week. I think last time we did pale colors, so I just kind of try to do something different than what I did the week before. All right, there's my orange spray roses. Got a few yellow sunflowers because yellow sunflowers are such happy flowers, aren't they? So happy. Tuck a few of those in. I don't know if there are any other happier flowers than a sun. I don't know, zinnias are pretty happy. Gerber daisies are pretty happy, but sunflowers are just so pretty. All right. Next, what I'm going to do is come in with a little bit of filler flower. I have some pink or fuchsia colored wax flower. Wax flower is just a pretty filler. It's kind of a funny filler. It has a pretty fragrance. So if you crush the foliage, it smells a little bit like soap. And so, and it's just a pretty filler flower. It comes in different colors, different shades of pinks, comes in whites, and it dyes real pretty, and it doesn't look artificial when it's dyed. In the fall, they'll dye it in yellows, they'll dye it in oranges, and it doesn't look like it's fake when it's dyed. I'm one of those people that I don't really like dyed materials if they don't look real. but wax flower dye is really pretty. All right, so there's our wax flower. Next, I'm going to come in with a little bit of Solidago. Solidago is a yellow. It's in the aster family. Here at Flowers by the Bunch, we use Solidago a lot. It's one of my favorites. It's not a terribly expensive filler flower, and it just works great for everything. It's really an easy to use filler. The one thing about wax comes in and out of season. It's not in season year round. Solidago is in season year round. Wax also, if it gets older, it sheds terribly. Solidago really doesn't. What you see is what you get with Solidago, always. Just a really good, hardy filler flower. All right, and then lastly, I'm gonna take some of these hot pink roses and just add just a few of these to this arrangement, just to give us another pop of color. Almost a tropical feel with all of these yellows and oranges and pinks. What I'm doing here is just wiring this stem. So these flowers will be delivered tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon. So today is Friday. They will be delivered tomorrow afternoon and be left in the church overnight and then through Sunday. And so I always like to wire my roses to make sure that their little heads stay standing up. So I broke the stem. So I'm going to just take it, cut it again, and put it down lower into the arrangement. Take another one. And what I'm doing here is I'm just removing the guard petals that are kind of bumped and bruised. I'm taking my wire and I'm pushing it into that calyx and I'm just wrapping it right around that stem. And that's just going to guarantee that that head stays in an upright position. All right, guys, there we go. There's our church arrangement for this Sunday. Thank you for coming here this afternoon and watching our video. If you like this video and you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And guys, thank you so much for subscribing and following us. If you want to see more content like this, you can always follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Guys, have a great day and we'll see you real soon. Darling,